Alrighty, here we are. Everything's getting set up. As I don't lean in too close, it should be fine. I've cropped the camera a bit. It looks like tonight we're not going to get chat. I can't log into chat anyway, so I'm just going to assume other people can't as well. Come on. Okay, I've refreshed and I did manage to get into chat. So I'll have to put this on mute. Okay. So we got Nightbot, we got me. All we're missing is you. Okay. Well, I've lowered the bit rate for those that were having trouble. We're down to 2200 kilobits a second. So it's 300 less. Instead of doing 60 frames a second, we're doing 30 frames a second. So hopefully this is a bit better for everyone. Just going to give it a bit for everyone to file in, or that's going to be filing in tonight. Usually takes a while. Chronos, brah. How you doing? Haven't seen you in a while. So tonight I'm going to be working with events in C#. It's something that I've really never worked with, so I kind of want to start playing with it. Maybe eventually get into our own input manager. Something that works cross-platform, allows players to switch their controls as they see fit. Huh. I just realized that bright green that your name is in is really bright. I can read it on this monitor, but I can't read it on the one over here because it's too bright. So what are you moving up to? I did want to get this done much earlier than play some Hearthstone later on tonight, but it doesn't look like I'm going to have the time. Am I still getting a clear drink? My invisible drink? Yeah. I gotta take the wrapper off. Well, we'll wait for a few more people to fill in. Oh, it's 5:30 a.m. for you? It's, well, you got 5:60 a.m.? Isn't that 6 o'clock? It's midnight here. It's 10 to midnight. I don't have any scissors here. Do I have to get up and go over there? And I don't feel like it. Give me a second here. Ah, it didn't tear smoothly. I will drink from a clear bottle. My invisible bottle. Can you see it now? No, you just see my invisible hand. Yeah, I could be drinking anything. You guys wouldn't even know. Oh, you're tired? Need to go to work? What time is it? Oh, 6 o'clock. Getting ready? My sleep schedule is a little screwed up. Well, I know I'm keeping all my green bottles now. 551. Okay, so let's go ahead. We'll jump right in. The room is filling up. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the stream. A little bit later than I usually go. But I want to get a little bit done tonight. Now, I'm still a little stuffed up, so you'll see me with tissue and coughing a bit. I've already taken my nighttime decongestant, so it shouldn't be too bad. So I'm going to start off. I've created a new script, input manager. There's nothing in it. I guess first off, we're going to have to make our delegate. I'm probably going to want to put this in my own namespace later, but for now, we're just going to keep it very generic. And first off, let's just detect the left click of the mouse button. Oh. No. Let's try to follow a reasonable naming convention. So we're going to need to create a static event. It's going to be of type left click. And we're going to call it on left click. Great. We're not going to need the start or the update in the script. Not now, anyway. We probably will a little bit later on. Let me just go ahead. Let me know. Make sure the font is big enough that everyone can read it. Make sure it's clear and crisp enough. Like I said, I did lower the bit rate a bit so that more people could watch without stuttering. Take a look here. All right. It looks like everything's okay. Okay, so what I'm going to want to do, actually now I'm going to need update. And all I want to do is detect the left click of the mouse button. Mouse button. I guess I want down. Int button, I believe it's 0. The first thing I'm going to do is debug .log, and I just want to say button 0 was clicked. Of course, we can switch this over to switch case block, and for now, that's all I'm going to do. So I'm going to go ahead and just take this, and we got errors. Of course we do. Public static. What was the error anyway? Unexpected symbol. My bad. Like I said, I haven't really worked with events before, so I just want to run through, make sure everything's going good. Oh, no, we got another. We forgot the closing. That should be it. Yep, the event's never used. We're going to go use it in a bit. Let's just go ahead. Well, we'll create our own. Eventually it will be static, but for now we're just going to go ahead and create an empty and throw it on there. And start her up. There we go. So the only button being clicked doesn't work with right, doesn't work with center, does work with the left. So let's send out the event then. If no, so we got to say on left click, yeah. Now in Visual Studio, this is a lightning bolt. In mono develop, it's an E, both mean event. So if you're using Visual Studio, and you have more than like one left click, say you have an on left click method in your script, you know which one to pick. So we're going to say if it does not equal null, basically we're saying if it does have something that's listening to it, what we want to do is just call the delegates. So left, sorry, on left. Yeah, we'll just call them. No errors. Just quickly start up just to make sure. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna go ahead, leave that debug statement there, and we're gonna create another script. We're gonna call it driver. I'm just gonna call it driver1 because we'll be doing quite a few different examples here before I feel confident enough with it. And what are we gonna do with this? This is where we'll put our debug statement. So I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of update and start. We want to go with void on enable. And we'll have to go with the input manager. Dot. On left click. Yep. Plus equals to register it. And what do we want to call the method that we're going to call? It could be anything really. Here all we're going to do is change color of whatever object we're attached to. And that's it. We're not going to be passing any parameters into it. Doesn't matter. We don't need to. Now, usually I just use the broadcaster script for all of this stuff, but I want to take the time to actually get to learn how to write one myself. Did I look into the new Unity event class? I couldn't find anything on the new, like on how to use the new event class. Let me take a look. Whoops. What did I just do over here? Hand on the wrong mouse button. Windows 8. I got half my screen shrunk down. I'm not sure how to fix this now. There we go. There we go. Yeah, that's the problem. There's very little documentation on it right now, so a lot of the stuff I'm doing... Do you have any documentation at all? Unity event. I'm looking at the scripting API for Unity event. No example available in C#. There's one available in JavaScript. That's the other thing too, is these setting events up this way in C#. You can set the events up in C#, but you can't do it in Java. You can do it in Boo. I'm looking at the documentation right now. Let's bring this over so everyone can see it. The one I was thinking of in the... I thought that only worked with the GUI, the new GUI system. I could be wrong. Like I said, I haven't played around with it that much, so... At a 9%, listen to Unity event, invoke it. This is why it pays to be able to read all the languages, even if you only use one. So same thing, if my event equals null, it adds a new event, adds listener ping, which is the function down here. It just debugs out ping. It looks like it's, I wish they had a C# example. It looks like it's the exact same thing. No boo example. They have a JavaScript example. If this is what you're talking about, the events.unity event base. I'm going to play around with the native ones for now, and then I'll turn around and try using the Unity ones as well. Because if I think this is new to Unity 5, right? We also have some generic ones. There's some enumerations. Could be cool to check these out, but I think for now, I'm just going to stick with the ones built into C#. Okay. Let me take a drink of my invisible drink. All right. Well, for now, I'm going to stick to the C# ones, just to get a better understanding of them, because that was my goal tonight. And then tomorrow, or even later on, we'll go ahead and we'll try playing around with thurs. I'll have to take a look. It doesn't say if it's available in 4 or not. I think it might be a 5 thing, isn't it? Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and take this debug statement out. Instead of actually changing the color, we're just going to move the debug here. I'm actually just going to go ahead. It doesn't really matter what I attach it to. I'm just going to attach it to the script here, the game object here. And it should work the exact same, even though it's another script calling it out. So for those that are not sure what's going on, basically you're setting up an event. When I click the left mouse button, I check to see if any other classes are listening for this event. And if so, I call the method that I have registered for it. And I need an on disable here as well. And the difference being is that we unregistered. And it's on disable. So we just registered it. Then every time that event is fired off, this function will get called. And of course, you can have this function. You can have any function you want in any script listening to it, and that function will get called. So ideally, I like to create one script that handles all of my inputs, allows me to switch what inputs. So moving left, maybe I want to use the WASD, and I can have it set up for that for default, but maybe someone else is playing and they want to use QWES, so they can set it up that way, and there's no extra work for me to do. Okay, so it's in 4.6. Okay, well, let's go ahead. We'll take a look at it. I'm going to just, I'm going to leave this one here. The input manager. And we'll go ahead, unhook all of it. We'll go ahead, we'll just get rid of driver 1. Or I guess we'll just disable it. If I disable it, it should not work anymore, right? Yeah. And we'll go ahead and we'll try this other method now. So let's create a new script. And let me pull this up here and just take a quick look here. So this is the Unity, oops, classes Unity event. So I'm just going to call it my Unity events. Classy. And since they have no C example, I'll just go off of the JavaScript one. So in case people are wondering, this is the URL that I am using. So that's the scripting documentation that I'm looking at. And I am looking at the C, there is no C#. So I'm just going off the JavaScript one. So it looks like we create a my events of type Unity event. Okay. I can't remember, is this private or public? I guess we'll find out. Do we need Unity event? I'm gonna have to include the namespace. It looks like it. So it's in the events namespace. No. Unity event. There we go. And they're just calling it m_event. So I'm just going to keep it the same. Like I couldn't remember in JavaScript if it defaults to public or not. We would have found out pretty quick when we tried to call it. So in the start, it looks for. Looks like they're just doing everything in one script. I want to do it in other scripts. So I'm going to go ahead and create a driver 2. Because I want to call it from other scripts. That's the whole point. And they're calling it in start. I'm not sure the way they're adding a listener. It's not the way I'm used to seeing them doing that. Do I have to make it static? Yeah. But I want to call it from another script. I'd like to keep the same structure as void on enable. And void on disable. And void called. And here we're just going to say debug.log. The left mouse button was clicked. Let's actually append it to the class in front of it. Okay. So we'll go ahead, we'll wire this up. You're supposed to be able to do it in the inspector. So we'll go ahead and create another empty, and I'm going to call this
You need to save this thing.
Garrick ST, welcome to the stream. Thanks for the follow. Everyone say hello to Garrick. I actually really do appreciate the follow. Helps us get that subscriber count up. Hopefully we can get to the viewership we need so that we can start getting the quality controls. So for those who, well, yeah, my Unity events. So for those who don't have good internet, I haven't saved it. Okay, the name. Try that one more time. All right, I'm going to go ahead. The list is empty. So we should be able to add one. Now this is the exact same way that they're using it for their GUI. So the event looks like we have off, editor, and runtime, or runtime only. Let's go ahead. Object, let's take the driver 2, put that on. I'm actually going to create a different one here. Diver 2. Let's go ahead, get rid of it here. So I want to play around and move these to other places later. And the function we want will be, I guess we don't need on enable and on disable then. Game object, just we get access its transform or driver. Now we have all of these. And what did I call it again? There's a lot of stuff that already comes pre-built. Did I not save it? Called is what I called it. I'm not seeing the method. Is there a special way we have to define it? We didn't add it yet. Oh, I didn't make it public. I did not. Now let's try. Called. There we go. So let's go back in to here. And we got to set it up so when you click the left mouse button. I'm just going down the start method. Well, I already know I want this an update. And we're going to have to change this. So add it. We have to add the event. The event's already added. Hi, D-Stu. I didn't get the Minecraft server set up today. Didn't get time to fool around with it. We ended up playing Hearthstone for a while this morning, and today I just haven't had time. Do you have the events and namespace included? I do. Second line up here. Yeah, I've never dealt with this before, and for those that are just tuning in, I'm going off the documentation for the scripting API. There is no C# one, so I'm just translating from JavaScript. There's got to be a check for null, and at some point they're adding it too. I don't think I need
You
the...
need to save this thing.
Shut up, Grandma! Grab a beer! Up in the beer tree!
And Kit Sethi. Hopefully I said that right. Welcome to the stream. Thank you for the follow. Hopefully your stay is long and enjoyable. Everyone say hello to... Well, I'm just going to call you Ankith. I will try to get... for D-Stew, I will try to go ahead and get Minecraft set up for tomorrow. Tomorrow's my son's last day of school before they get off for holidays, so I'll probably have a lot of downtime where I won't be doing a lot of stuff that I'll be concentrating on. So while he's playing video games, I can play with the Minecraft server. Guess what I'm drinking? It's not quite invisible. I keep thinking it should show me, but it's actually showing the screen behind me. Anyway. Enough of that. Let's go ahead and go back to this. So, I don't think I need this. I probably just need this. That's what I'm going to try anyway. So, my event. Got an error. Event dot invoke oh, my event. That's why. I'm actually going to rename mine my event. Go ahead, we'll save it. Let's see if this works. I should get the debug message. Oh, and of course, because I changed it, it's now empty. So I'm going to do it in the editor and runtime. Driver 2. See, I think I still like the C# way of doing it. I don't have to keep dragging everything in here. We'll play with both and see. Because what I want to make is just a complete standalone module that I can just put it into an asset pack and just import it into every scene I want, and it handles all my input for me. Here, I'm going to have to keep setting it up. But we're going to try it anyway, so we got that. Let's try it out. So there we go. We'll hit clear. Right mouse button, center mouse button doesn't work, but the left one does. So that does work. We'll stop it. We'll disable it. The great thing about... I think I like the C# one better, to be quite honest. For what I'm doing right now for an input manager. Let's actually enable this one. And I threw driver 1 on it as well. That's fine. Let's look at the differences. For the driver, on enable, on disable, you don't need these this way. All you need is the method to do something. Like there's pros and cons for both. If you want to just change the color, You don't need the start method here. Let's just do the bare minimum. So here you go. This is the standard way to do it in C#. You go ahead, you create your delegate. Then you create your event. And then something to trigger that event. In this case, I'm just taking a look to see when I press the left mouse button. When I do, it takes a look to see if I have everything registered. If so, it calls all the things that are registered, of course. You've got to register, and if you're registering, you have to make sure you're unregistering. And of course, what do you want to happen when you click? Using the event system, and of course, now you don't have to hook anything up in the inspector this way. Instead, you just use the on enable, on disable. Or the other way, you just create the event, which is going to make it in the inspector. We'll keep them both running. Let's enable both. We'll run through a bunch of examples. So I know some things I'm going to want to do is, let's say I have a plane down and I click somewhere on the plane. I want it to instantiate a random unit. Let's see which one looks better. Of course, it's going to be different from person to person as well. Maybe we'll just develop both side by side. I don't like this for what I have to set, because the ideal that I have is just a script that I import in, boom, and it's done. I register the stuff to it that I want to listen to. I'm not sure. I'm going to go ahead and create driver 1 under this, just so they're not all on the same one. But let's go drag it over here, take it off of here. Let me catch up on chat. Yeah. Wiring it up in the inspector, that's what I have my hang up on. I don't know if I want to wire it up. It could just because I'm not used to it. This is the way I'm used to doing it. It just might be that I have to do it a few ways with the inspector and all of a sudden be like, hey, this is so much better. Like, how convoluted is it going to be when you start getting a lot of things in here? We'll see. Viper is 76NG. I'm just playing around with event systems in Unity right now. I'm comparing the standard C# one with the new one that came in Unity 4.6. Like, this is the method that I'm used to doing it. And there's less typing with this way. But I think this way is still more flexible. But I'm going to continue on just developing, and we'll see where it leads me. I'm sorry, Misty King. I missed your message up here. I'm glad you like the website. Let's keep scrolling down. So you can use the .add listener if you want to wire it up in code too. Okay, let me go take a look, see if I can find that in code. An event system is basically just like it sounds. It's just a system of events. Let's just take for instance, right here when I click my left mouse button, which is 0, I basically say, yell out to all my other scripts that are listening, you know, hey, I just clicked the left mouse button, and I can go ahead and have all my other scripts that are listening for it will do something when that event is fired. In this case, I'm going to call the function change color, which really is quite deceptive because I'm not actually changing the color of anything. All I'm doing is just going and shooting out the debug message. So both of these should work now. Driver 1 isn't working. We got the script attached. I put the wrong script on it. So we should get debugs for both. It's kind of interesting that driver 2 is called first each time. Later on, we can check the time on it to see, maybe it's faster. That could be a reason to do it. I wonder if it has to do with the way it's in the hierarchy. No, it's still being called first. It probably has to do with the fact that we are running it through the inspector. What happens if we put it to runtime only? Still the same. Okay. Let's quickly check here. Okay, looks like I'm all caught up. If anyone has any questions, go ahead and let me know. Okay, so it's pretty easy to do left click, right click. Those are easy. So I wish they had more examples for it. I'm not going to bother getting to the ones that have the generics in it. So you have stuff like get persistent event count, which gets the number of registered persistent listeners. Well, I know I want to create an input manage, so let's go ahead. We'll start off with that. I'm going to switch this over from a bunch of if statements to a case switch for the... Actually, I won't be able to. I never even thought about how I'm going to do that. Because you can press more than one button at the same time. Get mouse button. I'm going to have to look that up. I'm not sure how many options there are. And of course, there's also get mouse button up. So we have left, right, and middle. 0, 1. Okay, so... And we'll need one more. And we'll need 2 more of these. Oh. Right click, right? Yeah. Helps if I spell it right too. Just think of this, since they're all mouse clicks, is there a way I can... I could just have on click and then based off the click fire that. I think that's better. I think this is going to work as well. How do you comment? Just wanted to comment on a block of code. I'm not sure how to do it in Visual Studio, or not Visual Studio, Mono Develop. Control Alt C. Let me try that. Control Alt C, not working. Try Command Alt C. Nope. Nope. Not working for me. I'm on a Mac, if that makes a difference. Now we'll have to see if any mouse button is... Oh, wait a minute. This isn't going to work. Before we call anything, can we just say any mouse click? Probably not. Yeah, so I got to define an argument here. I was hoping I could just do it the other way. If you highlight what you want and right click on it, we'll bring up the options and we'll show the toggling comment and hotkey. Okay, great. We'll try that. Okay, toggle line comments. So for on the Mac, it's command and slash, the /. There we go. So selectable. Sweet. Okay, left click, right click, middle click, middle click. We just gotta finish this one. Middle click, click. We'll have to get to double clicks later. Let me just save this off and reopen it. I hate that line when you get it. It's still there. Why is that line still there? It shouldn't be. Anyway, screw it. Let's continue on. And we're going to need 1 and 2 and right. Middle. And middle. And normally you just have something different happening. Like on left click, you could change its color. On right click, you could change its, make it bounce. And maybe on middle click, have it spin, whatever. But for now, I'm just going to debug out stuff. Speed. Well, instead of saying button, let's just say right mouse. button. And middle. Yeah, later on I'll probably be putting it in my own namespace anyway after I get closer to completion. Now I just want to run a bunch of tests. So let's see if this works. So left, we should still be calling 2 events, right? Then left, so right. And middle. Don't forget to... Calling on middle click. When I click my middle mouse button, driver left mouse button clicked. Am I calling the right function? Nope. And just to be thorough, remember if you register, unregister.
You need to save this thing.
Shut up, Grandma! Grow a beard! Up in the beard! Drink to the beard, 'cause beards are good!
Papsodev? It's better than a pap smear dev, I guess. Anyway, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Hopefully you enjoy it and you learn something from it. If not, hopefully you just hang around and chit-chat to the community. Everyone say hello to Papsodev. No problem. Glad they were helpful. Hopefully the new ones will help out as well. Okay, so there we go. We have that saved. So now when I click the middle, there we go. So we can access the first 3 buttons. Now that's using the standard C# way of doing it. There might be a more efficient way of doing it since we're just detecting clicks. But I'm going to go ahead, copy these 3 into driver 2.
You need to save this thing.
Shut up, Grandma! Grow a beard!
Actually,
Up in the beard, drink to the
I don't even need a driver 2.
And scruff!
But we're going to keep it as driver 2. Viper76NG, welcome to the stream. Thank you for the follow. It helps us get a little bit closer to that goal of being able to have quality controls on Twitch, so the people who don't have the fastest internet will still be able to adjust the quality so they can watch. Just one sec. Excuse me. Oh. So driver 2. I'm on the wrong screen. I'm over here now. We're going to come over here. There. So we're just going to invoke. Means you have to come in here. We'll add more. So object driver 2. We're going to call it what was I calling it? Right click, and they have to be public. So here they have to be public. Over here they can still be private. If you're trying to follow traditional programming, you might not want to have public. And I already forget what I called it. Left click. So we'll have to do left click again. I'm going to do right click. Left click. Middle click. All right. Everything's set up. Again, less typing, but you have to deal with the inspector. Let me catch up on the chat here. I'm glad the tutorials helped a lot of people out. Hopefully there's going to be many more to come. The debug statement for driver 2. Oh, yeah. Got to switch this over just so we know which one's being called. I may actually build this out and run it from desktop too. Driver 2 seems to be being called first, and I really do think it has something to do. Well, I don't know. Is it because it has an inspector element? I remember before there's something about the inspector element. Anyway, let me just catch up before we run this. Generally, a concurrent viewer count over 400. I'm going to try the add listener part next because I don't like the inspector part. I can see it being handy for some things, but I like to code everything. So we'll see. The last one from Midwest, I think it was delayed. Everything should work, right? One quick look. Yep, just invoking. And I believe when you call invoke, it runs through all of them. So let's find out. Click on the left. Driver 2, driver 2, driver 2. They all get called. Okay. I see what you mean. Right? No. They're all getting called. So how do we differentiate here? Yeah, I've always used the C#, the broadcasting script that we used in the tutorials series. Works exactly the way I generally want. You know, when something happens, it yells out to everyone, and when everyone that needs to listen can listen and do whatever they have to do when it's being shouted out. But I've always wanted just to get a better understanding of it, so that's why I'm doing it myself. I've got to add a different Unity event for each one. So I'm going to call this left mouse event. Yeah, if this is the way it is, I don't think I'm going to like it at all. Well, it depends on how heavy or... well, we'll just keep doing it because I'm sure there's a benefit to it. And instead of my event now, we're going to say left mouse event. Of course, helps if I put the event in there. I'll have to rename these. Right mouse event. Middle mouse event. Go back to the inspector. All this is going to be erased. We'll have 3 new events. So left mouse, driver 2. So I'm going to do it this way first, then we'll go do the add listener part next. That was right, yeah, okay. Less chance of typos this way. Okay, so we got 3 different events. Which, don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with doing it this way. It's probably just because I prefer to script everything. So when I left click, I get the left from driver 2, left from driver 1, right click, right mouse from driver 1, right mouse from driver 2, middle click. We got the middle mouse button click from driver 2 and from driver 1. So they all work. And in every scenario, driver 2 was called first. I'm not sure why, to be quite honest. I'm just going to try one more time moving it around just to see. I don't think it's going to make a difference. No. Driver 2 is still always called first. Yeah, it's just the inspector part. It's just something about it I just don't like. But we're going to try the add listener way anyway. Let me back up here. What we got here? So it's this window here I was doing it in. I think you can drag and drop here. Like eventually I want to be able to like click on an object, hold the left mouse button down, drag and have that object stay with the mouse and then let go. I just can't see how that's going to work with this system. Well, it might, because it's just going to call out function. It's going to have to all be derived from that one function. We'll see. Set persistent listening state. Again, for those that are wondering, just reading over this again. Get valid method info. That's kind of cool. So you can find the method that matches given the object name, the function name, and a list of argument types. But wouldn't you already know which one? I don't know. They don't have any examples, so I'm not really sure. But anyway. So we can add listeners, which is what they do here. We'll take a look at this in a minute. Lu Chong. How you doing? You wrote me a message in there. Yeah, I remember you from the Hearthstone stream. I lowered the bitrate by 300 kilobits a second. Hopefully everything's still readable and legible. That's the main goal. Instead of doing 60 frames a second, which is supposed to make everything smoother, it's only doing 30 frames a second, but really it's the bitrate. It shouldn't make a difference. Like, lowering the bitrate 300 kilobits a second will probably have the biggest effect. I haven't had any frames dropped. It could just be your connection to Twitch as well. I think that probably plays the biggest effect for you. Let's move some stuff here around in the window. So add listener, remove listener. Want to add from a different script. Let's go add a persistent listener to the Unity event used to add runtime callbacks. Action void. Okay. So for here, nope, sorry, here, I want to add a listener for the left click. So I'm going to go ahead, take this out for the left click. So I know how to add them. There, we'll get rid of that. So the left click for driver 2 not working. We have it here. It is public. It's not static. I don't think I can access it. What's an input manager? How did I spell it wrong? Input? I think you're looking at it wrong. I think you might be looking at it wrong. Okay, so what did I call it again? Unity event, left mouse button event. I'm just going to go ahead and make this a static, can I? This means it won't show up here anymore. So it's my Unity events left mouse put event dot add listener and left click. Let's see if this works. Oh, null reference. Get it here. It should work. Left mouse event. I can't make it static? Because I don't want to have to get a reference to it. No, I could. Let's just do it that way. We'll get a reference to it, see how that works. I would have to make it static. Okay. What is it? My input. Of course, helps for make it public. should be able to come down here and just go inputs dot left mouse click event dot add listener, left click. So that works. I don't see it really being any shorter though, as I've got to connect over here. I'd rather just do it this way. So I'm going to stick to doing it this way instead of using the add. I like it better this way. For now, anyway. Ah. Dreaded play mode. And of course, it's going to be different for each person. They might like it a certain way. Stop trying to save. Yeah, so we'll clear this off. So let's try drag and drop next. Let's go. We'll set something up for. We got a cube in the scene, right? No, we don't. Let's go ahead. We'll just create. Not an empty game object. Create a plane. Doesn't have to be that big, as I'm not going to be really doing anything with it. That's big enough. Under that, now we'll make it completely separate. Create a cube. Let's move it to 0, 0, 0. Move it up 0.5, so it's on top. Let's go ahead and color stuff here so I can actually tell what's what. Okay, cube, we'll make it red. You know who that is, right? And the plane will just go blue. Lighter blue. Not quite that light. About there. Keep trying to save it. You know what? Just in case it does crash. We'll go in. Okay. Yeah, evil QB. He's everywhere. One of these days, I'll get them to change the name of the prefab to Evil QB. Okay, so we got our cube. Let's start it off actually over here. And the next thing I want to do is be able to create a script where I can click on it, hold down the left mouse button. Obviously in the game view though. And we'll have to move that. And move it across the screen basically. So I'll be able to click on it and just drag it across the screen. It's been a while since I've done drag and drop. So I'll go ahead and make some new scripts. I'll create some new folders here first. So these I will turn off. And I guess we'll do it on the cube. A quick description up here. I have to look up how to do drag and drop in 3D World again to get 3D coordinates. Just a quick description. And I just realized I want the drivers turned off, not the input managers. Because we're going to stick to using these anyway. Oh, driver 2 still on? Ah. So even though I've got it, we don't even need this, do we? Well, if we're changing the color of something, we do. We'll just go ahead and take it off. Select it, click it. I don't like the way you have to highlight it. Type. I think there's a better way to do it. It's just not very visible. Anyway, that's turned off, so that's not going to work. That's another thing too, is when you turn it off, you can still access it. Okay, nothing's working. Click-wise, oh, helps from in the game scene. Okay. Let's see. What's my goal today? I'm just playing around with events. Looking at two different systems. There's the event system that you use with C#, and then the event system that came with Unity 4.6, and also in 5. To be honest, I'm leaning more towards the traditional C# method, but this way has its benefits, especially if you're not that keen on scripting. But we're going to try both, see what happens. Yeah, I thought the exact same thing too, that I don't know why they allowed you to call them when it's disabled. Can you drag and drop when it's disabled? You can. Because you can't disable the script, you can only disable the game object. So I'm not sure if that's a desired behavior they wanted. But it could be huge in your game if you have something disabled and it's still being called. So that means you're going to have to remove it and add it again when it's disabled. So basically, on your enable and on your disable, let's go into here. You're going to have to add and remove it, which means you're still going to have to get a reference to whatever the script is. I think it's a bug too. I think they're just missing a check. Someone send it in. Someone make a bug report and send it in while I keep playing around with this. But anyway, I'm just going to go ahead and just get rid of them all for now. Whoops, we got our cube. Let's properly name them. And we'll go ahead, we'll drag his script on. So this is number 1. And we're going to need 3 methods. I'll get rid of everything here. They're all private. pick up. Basically, sticks to the mouse. Void, put down. I'm just going to quickly comment this. From the most. All right. There's probably going to be another one that I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to update its position according to the mouse's position in the game world. So I'm going to go ahead and make a function for that too. We'll see how that's going to have to work. But anyway, void. I'm just going to call it move me. Or move. All right, so those are probably the only functions I'm really going to be concerned about. And of course, when we make Evil QB2, which is going to be the other event system, exact same functions. So I'm going to have to go look at some of my old projects, see how I did drag and drop before. I've done it with either of these event systems. So it'll be interesting to see. And today is December 19th. Wow, almost the end of the year. I got the link to the file you sent me. I have not opened it yet. The way I was going to work assets this time around is if people wanted to have assets they wanted to donate to whatever tutorial series or projects I'm currently working on, I wanted them to upload them to the asset store. So after they're done everything, that way there I don't have to worry about trying to manage all these different assets coming from different people. It drove me nuts last time with like even something like the basic character that we had for the Hack and Slash series was by Gamer Dad, and once he left, like I don't want to be in charge of having to update it to make it work with different versions of Unity. And since he doesn't use Unity anymore, he doesn't want to have to do it either. And since they're part of a video, which is kind of like that locked moment in space on YouTube, it gets kind of annoying trying to constantly keep it updated. So, yeah, this way they can just upload to the asset store, and I don't have to worry about it. I download it, I show them what asset package I'm using, and they can just go get whatever one they want. But I still have the email. I just haven't taken a look at it yet. I've been sick for the last couple of weeks. So is my son. So we just haven't done a whole lot. Since this is going to be the C# version, we also are going to need the Unity one. I'm switching the website over to BurgZergArcade.net, and the only asset packages that I'll ever have on that place will be the ones that I create and that I update, none from other people. Yeah, I won't be storing anyone else's assets anymore. It's just annoying when they come along and, like I said, stop updating it, but people are using it, then they email me and it's like, talk to the person that uploaded it. Okay, but anyway, let's go on. Let's continue on with this. And we already need input manager 1, so I'm going to keep using that, and input manager 2, which is this one. I'm just trying to think how I'm going to do it with this. I'm not sure. I think there is a drag and drop, though, isn't there, for a mouse? We'll have to look into it. If I can get this done tonight, I'll be happy with that. So I am going to need a get mouse button up for this. So we'll go ahead, we'll add that event to it. We'll just type it all out, longhand. And so these are all left click, right click. So I'm going to change the name. No, I'm not. Now I'll just go ahead and call it that. Great. And just cheat. I'm already starting to wind down and get tired, and I want to get this done. Oh, crap. We want pickup. We want put down. There's one on most moved too. On mouse drag. Okay, so that's the one we're going to want. Let me catch up on chat here. Roan Ranger 2001. Hello, welcome to the stream. Bonquin, hi, how you doing? I'm glad you like the videos. I didn't realize we have more and more people creeping on. Unfortunately, I'm winding down. I might go upstairs and make a quick coffee after we get a bit of this done. But there is a mouse drag, which is what we're going to use for moving the mouse. Oh, GUI element. or a collider. And it's still holding down the mouse. On mouse drag is called every frame while the mouse is down. So on mouse drag. Here they are, just changing the color based on the time between frames. So important note, it is not called on functions or on objects that are ignore raycast layer. You be a coroutine, simply use the yield statement in the function. So the event is sent to all scripts attached to the collider or GUI element. Okay.
You need
This
to
is what I'm
check
trying
this
to
thing.
use.
Shut up, Grandma, grow a beard.
Oops, I got my window shrunk. I'm sorry about that.
Beards are good and scruff.
Black Soups 00. Welcome to the stream. I want to say hello to Black Soups. Thank you for that follow. Gets me one step closer to the ultimate goal of world domination. Yeah, more Twitch followers. Actually, I don't think it matters how many followers you have as far as getting closer to that goal of having quality controls for everyone. I think it really just matters how many people are actually watching on average. And I'm not sure what that goal is for Twitch. Someone told me 50. If you get up to 50 on a regular basis, you can get those quality controls. They'll just implement them automatically for you. I keep looking at the wrong camera. They implement them automatically for you on your stream. You don't need to be partnered or anything like that. To be quite honest, in the game dev area, probably never ever going to reach partner. Maybe if I do more Hearthstone streams, maybe if I actually get better at Hearthstone too, I can get up to the partner level and then we'll have all the controls that we need. But far off from there. I'm not too worried about it. That's what I heard. 50 followers gets quality options. I've only gotten up to 50 a few times. So we'll see. Let me know if you're ever on and you see quality options. I'm just taking a look here. I don't have any quality options, but I'm only at 23 according to my screen. I can follow you. Oh, you didn't get to see the event. That only works, unfortunately, when I'm on stream. One thing someone asked me was, since I do record these, to have them loop instead of putting them up on YouTube, just have them loop on Twitch. Not everyone uses YouTube. Not everyone
You need
accesses
to
it properly
check
in their
this thing.
country.
Shut up, Grandma, grow a beard.
Rap.
Beards are good
Ella.
and scruff.
LA. Anyway, welcome to the stream again. Thank you for the follow. Everyone say hello to Rap. What do you guys think of that? Of course, I'd put a big banner up at the top saying that this is a rebroadcast type thing. That doesn't bother me. You know, I'm not sitting at the computer using it anyway, so that wouldn't bother me one way or the other. Until Unity 5 comes out, I'll probably be doing most of my stuff in the streams because it's going to keep changing. I don't really want to make, videos because videos are kind of like stuck in time. Basically, I'll develop the project live on stream with the help of the stream in most cases. And then after it's done, then I can create it into a tutorial series, which throws it up on YouTube. So think of it as me building it here and then moving it to YouTube once it's done. So we got move, which looks like we're going to be using on mouse drag. So let me just go ahead and put a comment here. I'm actually just going to put the whole thing. Okay. And it's actually, in case I need to refer back, Let's go ahead and throw the documentation there for it as well, which always helps in case I need to go back there later. There we go. So I have to make sure I have a collider on this. And I've got a box collider. I'm going to assume that is a good enough collider. To do a quest dialogue system. They actually have those on the asset store. I'm not sure if there's a free one or what the prices are on them. It's probably something I'm going to be looking at. Probably something before Unity 5 is officially released as well. Like, for instance, my goal for this is to have an input manager that I can drag and drop into any project without any configuration. That's one of the reasons why I'm leaning towards the C# way versus this way, because you have to keep setting up. But we're going to try both, see what it's like. Okay, great. I do it, but it'd be pretty boring to watch me on stream doing it. That's why it's beta. I'm not sure what NAA to programming is. Anyway, I'm going to have to go make a coffee just to keep going because I want to get this done. I want to look a few more things up before I do, though. There is an asset. I was pretty sure there had to be an asset for it. It really depends on how you want to do it. Like a dialogue tree, I'm looking at going, you know, a quest system would do. Or a quest system, I'd probably use some sort of like our dialogue system, some sort of binary tree is what I would use. But I'd probably want to try to find something maybe a little bit simpler. If I was going to do it as a tutorial, maybe not. But I could. I'm going to get into binary trees eventually, so maybe just jump straight into it. Okay. Nah, no thanks. You don't want to do any programming? Then you'll probably really like the new Unity way. You say I do a little bit of programming, but not that much. We're going to need these events over here too. Might want to call this left up now. Left down, left up. Anyway. Okay, good night. I'll see you later, Midwest. Like I said, I'm going to go make a coffee real quick. I need something to keep me going. I have a Keurig, so it doesn't take that long to make. It'll take probably about 30 seconds.
You need to shake
Well, the
this
water will have to
thing.
heat up first. You tread too, or you tired too, sorry. Welcome to the stream. I want to say hello to you tired too. Thank you for the follow. I'm going to take a quick break here just to go make a coffee so I can stay up a little bit longer, get a little bit more done. I really want to get the drag and drop working, at least with the C# event system. Coffee. But yeah, it won't take me that long. I might have to put water in it and let it warm up, so it might take me about 60 seconds. So I'm going to go ahead and use the bathroom as well. If I get untangled from that. So I know this is where everyone usually takes off. I will be back in a bit. Okay. I'm back. Okay. Well, it looks like most of you stuck around. Thank you. Just give me a minute here. I'm loading up one of my older projects, doing drag and drop. So talk amongst yourself while I take a look at this.
You need to save this thing.
Shut up, Grandma! Grow a
D-Hair
beard,
3, welcome to the stream. Thank you for the follow.
beards are good.
Everyone say hello to D-Hair, or is it Dare? Is the H silent? Dare?
You need to save this thing.
Shut up,
iCub?
Grandma!
Everyone say hello to iCub. Welcome to the stream. Thank you for the follow.
Beards are good. And scruff.
Every follow moves me one step closer to the goal of world domination. Okay, let me go ahead. I do not like the way I used to do it. Pretty messy. D-Hair? Okay. So I can do it with ray casting. This is the way I did it before, but I think there's got to be a better way to do it. With ray casting, but ray casting is the way I did it before. So I just cast a ray when I clicked. If I hit it, wherever I hit it, that's what stuck to the mouse. And then when I released it, I would drop it in the game world. I have to cast from main camera screen. Okay. Hmm. I'm pretty sure there's a better way to do it besides casting rays, but I think I'm going to do it this way anyway because it's the way I've done it before and I've already got an example of it. So that means here. Ooh, almost spilt my coffee. That wouldn't have been fun. Just give me a second to fix something here. Didn't realize I'd cropped too much. I think my image is too big on the stream. Go ahead and let me know if you have any suggestions on what to change to make things look a little bit better. Always open to suggestions. There we go. I'm shrinking. What we could do actually is move the camera a bit too. Anyway, it's all cosmetic. It was just annoying me as I see myself on the other screen where I have it running. Okay. Well, the follower soundbite is really loud. I can adjust that. Okay, I'm taking it down about. Took it down about, I think, a little under 20%. So the next time someone hits that follow button, we'll be able to tell. It's hard for me because I don't have the sound from that computer running through the mixer, so I don't get the balanced mix that you guys get. So I have to rely on you guys to tell me which one is working better. There we go. Okay. So, custom raise. We're on the Evil QB. We're going to come up here. And to start off, should make them private, but I'm going to make them public. For now, just so I can see them. And I'm going to want a ray, which we call ray. And I'm also going to need the hit, which we could just actually put in the function itself. Now, I want to keep them public so I can look at them in the inspector for now. So we're going to need a ray cast hit, which we'll just call hit. It's kind of crude, but this will work. We're going to come into pickup. We're not really need pickup for this one. We need this one here. Move, which is called on camera drag. Let me take a look at on camera drag again. Do not need this window anymore. We'll close that. On mouse drag. For now, I'm just going to say debug. Before we start trying to script anything to happen here, let's see if it actually fires. And we'll need a drag. Actually, how am I going to call this from an input manager? So if mouse is down, by default, we'll have it equal false. So on pickup, drag can be equal to true. And when we put it down, drag will be equal to false. So let's actually get some debug statements in here as well. I like to know when everything fires. Down, up, down, up. And drag up. Okay, so that works. Let's see if I clear. So we see down and up work. Down, up, right? Now if we click on it, we get down and the dragging. Now it's not moving yet. We gotta add the raycast whatnot. Then we have up when you let go. So all three events are being triggered. Well, this works. I do kind of want it to be moved here, but I can't think of a way to do that because you need, if I'm going to be doing it this way, I need to be able to have access to its collider, and that's going to make this coupled. I want to keep it loosely coupled. Let me catch up on chat here. I'm horrible at falling behind sometimes. Yeah. I know how to do the ray. Yeah, I've done it before. Oh, here we go. Let me know what the volume is like now. Is it still too loud? Let me know if the volume is still too loud. Nico Pink, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Everyone say hello to, I believe it was Nico Pink, right? Let me take a look here. I actually have a command for this. There we go. It could be Neko Pink. Either way. Welcome to the stream. Thank you. It's still loud. I can turn it down. I've got to get these volumes set, right? Okay, I dropped it another 20%. So the next person that follows, we can get it. Yeah, we can use the ray hit to get the position on the screen and where to put it. For now, I just want to get it to be able to pick it up and move it. Okay, so pick up. This is where the hit is going to be. Now, I did it before in an update function. So here, well, we know don't really need the bool value here because this only triggers if we're dragging. Correct? Yeah. On mouse drag is called every frame while the mouse is down. So we don't really need the bool, but I'm going to leave it there for now anyway because I do kind of want to make my own. We'll see how it works. So it looks like everything we're going to do is just in here. So we're going to do ray equals camera. Main. Izzy Gaming, let me know if that's any better for you. See, for me, it's always the same volume because I have it set on my mixer this way. But I'm not sure about what it comes out to you guys on the stream. Let me know if it's better. It's one of those ones that's kind of hard to test. Screen. Much better? All right, great. Let me go ahead and save those settings then. Perfect. Okay. Let me know if there's anything else that's too loud or too quiet or it's not coming across properly. Oh, this was screen point to ray. In which case, we have to pass in the mouse position. Mouse position is a vector 3, right? Yeah, it's a vector 3. Let's see if we're actually getting a hit. That's physics raycast. So we'll go ahead, we'll get our transform, dot position. This was to X. You know what? We can just do all this in one line. And we'll go off the hit point. Now, I'm sure there's a better way to do this. This is the way I did it ages ago. So it's something I'd probably want to look at, see if there is a better way to do it. Wheel hit. Let's not do the wheel hit. Let's just do a regular hit. Dot point. We'll stop with that. Hit. Dot point. Dot Y. And hit. What the hell's happening now? Oh. Hit point. New vector 3 hit point X. We'll go ahead. We'll switch to bool later. My older project here, I do not have a value for that. Sorry, variable for that. Ah. If physics dot raycast screen point to ray input most position. Missing the out. Whoops. Yeah. Apparently. Let me just catch up on chat here. Object. Well, the only thing that can get selected is whatever this script is attached to. If this script is not attached to it, it can't be drag and dropped. So there's no real, like I can even go ahead and get rid of this. As long as we're using on mouse drag, I don't need it. I need an out statement. It's this one here I wrote back in probably 3.2. And it worked there. Yeah, so this script is attached to Evil QB. So if we had two Evil QBs in the scene, we could click each one individually. But anyway, so we need an out. I just did something similar to this. Let me go ahead and take a look here. Be easier this way. Oh, it's in my private Git folder. I just don't want to show anything off. That's in there. Okay, so actually, if our laser script use it too. So we have our array, we have our hit, we have our hay, we have our hit, we have our array, or we have our hit. Save a line. So I need out. I'm missing the keyword out. That always throws me every time. And this is a vector 3. So I shouldn't need to do this. That should work as well. There we go. I catch up on chat. Oh, yeah. That out gets me almost every time. All right, so it's running. All right, so up and down still working. Well, not quite what we want. Now obviously, if we lock it on Z, let's actually go back this way. I'll have to figure out how to do it without it. I just want to check this out. So this works. Oh, you got to go slow. If you lose it, it doesn't work. You got to stay on it. See, even if we move too fast and get off it, we'll have to work on that. Plus, it doesn't move right. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of these. Just to clear up my debug statements. Let's take a look here. Transform position vector, negative vector 3 up. Bobby, cool. Well, I'm trying to get the coding done. I just want to go back and debug out. Hit dot point. So the Z is always the same. It's not if you look. Let's get rid of that Weeby Dragon because we know it's being called. It changes every once in a while. It's because when we hit here. So we're doing a raycast hit, but we're hitting the other plane. It's gone. Where is it?
You need to save this thing.
Shut up, Grandma! Grow a beard! The beard, 'cause beards are
Dormundo?
good and strong.
Yo, welcome to the stream. Everyone say hello to Dormundo. Let's check out. Yeah, 0 Z. The problem is I want to be able to move it around and place it like back here or up here. It has to do with the raycast hit, I think. What I'm hitting against. I'll have to debug out, see what we're hitting on. Is coding easy? It takes a while to learn. I wouldn't say it's hard. If you can learn to speak English, you can learn to code. Okay, so before we stop, I want to see where it is. It's over there now. It keeps charging forward. I'm not sure why. So We're going to put them on different layers. Or we can tag it. Let's just tagging. Actually, I think we automatically get enemy, right? Oh, I thought we got enemy automatically. Since the rest are capitals, let's go ahead and make ours capital. And I'm probably going to want an enemy later on anyway. Yeah, I'm going to have it not hit the box. I'm going to have it ignore the box. You can do layers too. For now, I'm just going to try doing the tag. Let's go back here. So we'll do the check here. Wasn't it the tag? I thought you could access the tag right from here. Transform tag. Okay. Is it a string? Yep. That's a capital G. It's moving forward. Still, even on the plane, it's moved to the edge of the plane. I'm not sure if you're going to be able to get a 24-inch with that resolution. Just let me catch up here on some of the chat before I jump all the way down. You have to find a way to cast, guess, to world point. What am I casting to? Screen point to ray? I think I need world point or something like that. World to screen point. World to viewpoint. One of these. And we just need the position again. I think it's one of those with Teslas. Let me catch up on chat here. Certain levels. Yeah, so for if you're looking for specifically a 24-inch, I don't know. I've always gone with 27 or greater. I was looking at some 4K monitors. Samsung has 28-inch 4K monitors for just over $500. It was under 600. And the 4K monitors are okay for programming. I can't remember what the refresh rate is. Let me see if I can find it real quick. I was debating on getting them anyway. A couple of them. Samsung 28-inch 4K monitors. I think this was it, the one I was looking at. I'm not sure what price range you're looking at. Right now, I'm not making a game. I'm just working on an input manager. Something that can just be drag and dropped into any game. Let's take a look here. I actually seen them at Costco. So 3 HDMI ports, it looks like. We'll look at the specs in a minute. Pretty thin. I think it's a pretty cool design. You do have some cable management in the back. Take a look. There's no VESA mounts. So if you wanted a wall mount it or something, I don't see any. It had a really nice small bezel. Let's go to specs. So 28-inch. Here's your actual dimensions. It's 4K. Black high glossy. It didn't look glossy to me. Was there a certain price range you were looking at? Just looking here, viewing angle is pretty good. When I was looking at it, it looked pretty nice. I was looking at picking a couple of them up. For 4K, it's pretty cheap. I'm just trying to see what the frame rate is. So 1.4. You have DisplayPort as well. I did not see DisplayPort. So there's 2 DisplayPort. Sorry, there's 2 HDMI ports, 1 DisplayPort. Included in the box. Install CD quick. HDMI cable, yes. And you also get a DisplayPort cable. That's pretty cool. It's not. I don't see frame rate anywhere. I'm guessing it's 30. Yeah. Next stream, we're giving away a monitor. Under 400. I don't know. You have to go look. This was something that caught my eye. I can't see frame rate. No. I'm thinking 30. It might be 60. I believe HDMI 1.4 will do 4K at 30, but I think DisplayPort 1.2 does 60. I'm not 100% sure. I'd have to look that up again. So if you're doing HDMI, you'd be doing 30. But if you're getting it just for game development, maybe watching Netflix or something like that on, then it's probably fine. He said it was out of your price range, but it annoys me that they don't list it. I forgot the 1.4, didn't I? Yeah, 4K frame rate. Does anyone know offhand? Yeah, the fresh rate's great, but this day and age, I don't know if you're looking for something that you want to play games on as well. I wouldn't want 30 frames a second. Okay, HDMI 1.4 introduces the kind of bandwidth requirements to deliver 4K video, but HDMI 2.0 can, let me get that. Zeno? Anyway, welcome to the stream. Thanks for the follow. Everyone say hello to Zeno. Okay, with compromise. Okay, so you need 2.0 for HDMI. Get the 50 or 60 frames per second, depending if you're working in PAL or NTS. Oh, wow. So you're stuck at 24 frames a second with 1.4. And it was 1.2 for DisplayPort. I think that's something else after it, right? Oh, now I can't find it. Yeah, it's 1.2. So here we go. Take an example of HDMI, which is currently at 4K, but only 30 frames per second, and not the usual 60 frames per second at 1080p. Support a second, there is a lack of 4K content. That's the big thing with 4Ks. Right now, there's just not a lot to look at 4K unless you're playing games. You really need your YouTube videos in 4K? So I'm pretty sure DisplayPort 1.2. I don't want to spend too much time on this. Does 60 frames a second. But anyway, the more you know. So keep that in mind when you're looking for your monitor, D-Stu, if you want 60 frames a second or 24. Yeah. Yeah, I was really surprised when I seen the Samsung ones running around at 4K resolution. And the demo they had running on it, it looked really nice. And it's sub 600. What was it again? I think it was 550 on the Samsung site. We're at Costco. I think it was even a little bit lower. Yeah, like to be able to pick two of those up, two 4K monitors for $1,000, I think right now is cool. The thing is, do I have a use for it? Yes, it'd be nice to have one for video editing, but this iMac that I'm working on is, I think, from 2011. So if I'm actually going to be spending, you know, over $1,000, I'm probably just better off to get the new iMac, which is a 5K display, which is, you know, even better than a 4K, and just replace this one, give it to my wife, and then my wife's will go to my sons, and my sons will go to some other family member. But anyway, we got to go here. Let's get back to this. I can't remember what we did. We switched over from... That's right. We're going to try to switch over the rays from screen point to ray. We need world, I believe. That gives you a point, not a ray. I thought the whole point here was to get the exact spot you're hitting. It shouldn't be moving it to the edge. So that just shoots it forward. The ray. Did I forget parentheses or something? This helps. There we go. Now, if you notice here on the side, it's a little choppy. Shrink this down a bit. Let's zoom it out. It's not the smoothest. I think I'm moving by half a unit, it looks like. No, not quite. I'm actually going to go ahead and lock the Z, just to make it a little bit easier to see. Oh, come on. So we'll keep it on the same Z. Oh. Come on. It's not very smooth though. For some reason, it's very jumpy. If you go slow, it's jumpy. And I think it's because it has to do with you're on the collider. If you get off the collider. So I think it just has to do with the actual function that we're using, the on-mouse drag. No problem. It's probably boring most people anyway with this. But it does work. It's not as smooth as I would like it. That's something I have to work on, but it does work, right? We've locked the Z. And you can't really go up and down because there's no, whatchamacallit. The plane itself doesn't go up and down. Let's go ahead and tilt the plane a bit. So now you can go up and down, but we've got Z locked. Let's go ahead and switch that over. What was it again? Command slash? No. So it doesn't sit on top of it either. That's something we'd have to work on. Because it puts it down in the center. So instead of telling it to put its center at that point, which is, I guess, why it kept moving forward. So instead of putting its center at that point, put the bottom of it at that point. I don't know. It's too choppy. I don't know if I'm going to be using that method to do it. Or at least try to find a better way to do it. It's nice because it's already done. You don't even need the input manager. You could do that. Half the height. So we'd have to go back to this one. Was it this one? Actually, it's faster to multiply by 0.5 than it is to divide by 2. Oh. Other way around, I guess. It's plus. You're trying to get it above it, not below it. Let's go ahead. We'll zoom in on it. Okay. It's still going under a bit. Ideally, I guess you'd have it above it, that when you let go, you use gravity to drop it. It's not working right back there. Do we still have Z locked? Yeah. Let's play. Just click that once. There you go. So with Z unlocked, it looks pretty good. Now you're going to want to do some calculations on angles too, because if we went ahead and took the plane, really cranked her up. Now you're starting to get it in. So you're probably going to want your cube to be the same angle as the plane. So I'm not exactly sure how you would do that. Get the point that you're touching and get the angle that it's on. Because it's going to be different. It's easy here because you can just get the angle of the plane, the rotation on Y. Or X, Y, and Z, I guess. But it's going to be different when you get into terrain. That's something I'm going to deal with later. For now, I'm just going to leave it like that. We got it working. That's really all I wanted to do. Let's go ahead. We'll try to get this working with the Unity way. The Unity event system. Now I want to use all the exact same script. The only difference will be we're going to take all this out. Yeah, we'll take all this out. We're going to leave those out, so we just need almost drag. Honestly, you don't need any input for this. Which completely is counterproductive to the way I wanted to do it. I'm sure there's a way to do it with passing in a value here, which would be its collider. But I don't want to do that. I think I'm just starting to get a little too tired to care. But there you go. If anyone's looking for something like this, we got the basics for it down already. Hopefully that helps someone out tonight. Just adjusting my blanket. You notice the theme? Actually, I just noticed that my volume for my mic seems a little loud. Am I clipping? Let me know if I'm clipping. I haven't watched the video yet, even from yesterday, so I don't know if I'm clipping. If I'm clipping, I can turn the volume down a bit. But I think that's it for tonight. We got the drag and drop. We've got the ability to detect. When we're clicking. I'm going to put the debug statements. Ah, screw it. We know it works. Okay. Just on my volume gauge here, it looks like it's clipping a bit. But if you say so, I'll trust you. So other things for the input manager I'm going to want to work on. Obviously, the other get button up. I'm just going to go make a list here. Short form 1 to 2. Then what I also want is to be able to have move left. And have these be customizable keys. Let's actually put that up here. Double clicks. What else do I want? Other ones I could put here. There's going to be quite a few I'd put here. Well, fire would just be a left click. Well, customizable keys would go into that too. So ideally when I'm assigning stuff, let's go into driver 1. I'd like just to be able to say, instead of, well, getting the left click, be able to get, like jump, on jump. But of course, and then like on jump, let's take, for instance, let's quickly do one. We'll copy it. Actually, no, let's do fire. Of course, fire is generally just going to be a left click, but there's more than one way to get it, right? So I need a way to detect here. So I need to be able to set up specific keys for the fire. No, I think that's getting way too specific. Yeah, that's getting way too specific. I think it's getting a little too tired. And I'm going to need to sit down and plan some stuff out. Get all the different inputs that you can get. Then assign them into a separate script. So a separate script will say, have the on fire event and all the stuff that's linked to being able to fire. For instance, you can fire by hitting your left mouse button. You could fire by hitting the F key. That's controlled by something else. But in here, well, not lasers. But like something in here, instead of saying on left click, on right click, on middle click, we'd have, well, instead of like on left click, then on F key click, which both could be fire, I would just have, you know, like on fire. So basically this script does not know what key you're pressing. It doesn't care. It just knows on fire. And of course, I want to give the user the ability to change what buttons they're firing with as well. I think I'm going to save that for tomorrow. I got done what I pretty much wanted to do. That was get some button clicks working. Whoops. And the drag and drop, which again, I'm not thrilled with. Now this can be called as a coroutine too. Yeah, honestly, you could throw it in an update statement too, but I definitely don't want that. But anyway, I'm just going to ramble on here. Does anyone have any questions on anything? Let me catch up on chat here. Yes. The work with Raycast. Okay, so Copycat Productions do box gliders set as triggers, affect player movement, and will they work with raycasting? Yes to all of them. Well, I'm not sure what you mean by affect player movement. As in, can they walk into them and like stop? Yes, you can set it that. But yeah, they can be triggers. You know, let me go over and look at it. Collider right here is trigger. You can set it to trigger if you want. You can edit it. Whoops, of course I missed. If you really want, you can edit it. I'm not going to bother though. Change its size. If you wanted to assign a physics material, I don't have any, but yes to all three. Yeah, you can use box gliders to stop a player from moving. Then depending how you're working with it, you could just have like make your wall be a, you know, it's a collider. He can't walk through it. If you have physics in your game, then you can have the player as he moves through them, they move out of the way and stuff like that. So you can have like a pyramid of boxes, and you can have your player move through it, and of course they'd all fall down and everything else. If that's what you're looking for. Or you can make some sort of like Angry Bird things where you shoot, you know, your player out of a cannon into a bunch of boxes and they'll fly out of the way. Depending on how you want it to work. You can have it where it doesn't move, or you can have it where it does. I'll give you a bit more time to see if anyone has any more questions on anything. As I know there is a bit of a delay. What are we at? We're at 2:30 in the morning. Okay, I guess that's it. I'm probably going to play some Hearthstone before bed. One arena run, at most. I've got it done, but there's a few things I wanted to change in it, so I just never finished it. Actually, here, let me go over to the website. Yeah, I still gotta. There's some changes I wanted to make to the videos. Just give me a second here. I'll log in. Oops, can't get to it through that way. Give me a second here. Now, for those who are working on the Rain course, I just received a new copy of Rain from Rival Theory today. I've not sat down to take a look to see if there's anything new in it. But there'll be more Rain tutorials coming out. Plus, now that I'm a little bit healthier too. I got some updates here. I don't care about that. Courses. Where are they? Ooh. Maybe I think I'll skip the Hearthstone. I gotta go to sleep and maybe play Hearthstone in the morning. Then jump back into this. Unity 5, hack/reboot. Here we go. So just no view button. So I've got the courses done. 1, 2, 3, 4. I just got to go through and make the videos for them. Like I said, there's a few things that I wanted to change in the videos. That's why I haven't released it. And of course, I did a lot more typing in this one and try to make it look all pretty. I think it looks nice. But maybe I can get that done next week too, since I'm probably not going to be doing a whole lot of work outside of, well, not going to be doing a whole lot of real work. Really depends on how much time my son gives me to work on it, so. I have big cups. Let me move this. Okay, it's kind of green. It's not completely canceling out. Hand, cup. I'm about halfway done. This is probably holds about 2.5 regular cups. Which is fine. So I found out I have problems with one of the donut coffees. There's Donut Shop and Donut House. And I already forget what kind we picked up. One of them just completely blows me out. I don't know what's in it, but I cannot drink that coffee or else I just spend the rest of the day on the toilet. I think that's the Donut House. I think this is the Donut Shop. We took a gamble when we were at Costco because I had a huge box of it. And it's cheap and I like the flavor of them. It's just, I don't want to have the next, 90 days on the toilet. So, we scored. It's not the one that blows me out. Okay, so what city am I from? I'm living in Indiana, Indianapolis area. Yeah, there's more Rain videos coming. It's just I was getting a new version of Rain from them. They asked me not to go on any further until I got the new version. And I have the new version. I just have not done anything with it yet. I haven't opened it up. Because I had 2 other videos ready to go. But since they asked me not to go any further, I was waiting on it. Wow, we had a lot of new subscribers today. Thank you, everyone. Wow, look at them all. Looks like some people unsubscribed and resubscribed. That won't activate Twitch, but it does send me an email. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 it looks like. Thank you, everyone. Awesome. To the new users on the website, I won't bother saying your names. Looks like some of these actually might be spam bots finally moving in. That's one of the things about the old websites, why I'm converting over to the new one. There's just so many spam attacks on the old website. I've turned off the ability to really post anything at all. I don't think as a user you can post anything now. Um, Yeah, I literally get like 100 spam posts in the forums every day that I have to go and I had it set up at first where every post made, I'd get an email. Well, now you have like 100 spammers trying to post, and sometimes it was worse before I started putting all the spam protection in. And then, even just legitimate people trying to post, so I'd be going through and I'd spend hours a day just trying to keep it clean. I just didn't want that. It's a waste of time. That's why you can't post there. On the new site, it's going to be completely different. As far as posting, it'll be much cleaner, much easier for me to, I guess, moderate it. I might even switch over to integrating Discuss into it. I'm not 100% sure yet. There's a bunch of things. For the new website, one of the things I wanted to have is ability to make groups, basically, on the website. So let's say, now I'm doing all this Unity 3D stuff, but maybe, I do a Corona SDK, a few tutorials as well. And there's a couple really good, or at least dedicated Corona developers, and that's all they care about. So they can go off and form their own little Corona SDK developers group and have basically like their own little place on the internet. And of course, they're in charge of policing all of their own spam as well. And of course, they can invite people to it. Just basically little sections on the internet where you can subscribe to or join. I think it'd be kind of cool. And I'm still working on the badges. So basically an achievement system, gamify everything. You're having trouble getting the last and first transform of a list. Any suggestions? I'm not sure what you mean the first and last transform of a list. All three of your websites are the same? I don't know how many websites I have anymore. Too many. I have so many. I run 2 versions of Coda. Are the icons the same? No, they're not. This is the new Coda, Coda 2. This is Coda 1. 1.6 or whatever the hell it was. Well, the icons are a little different. Yeah, much lighter. I think I like the old icon better. Anyway. All through was the same spam, yeah. Let me know what you mean by getting the first and last transform of a list. A list of... You mean like a list of transforms? If that's the case, if you're looking at an actual list of transforms, just look at the index, I guess. Get the size. Once you have the size, and once you have the size of it, just, get the first one, get the last one. Now, when you say list, are you actually using like an I list, or are you using an array of transform, or transform array? Like if it's a transform array, it's really easy. The first one's always going to be 0, and the last one's always going to be whatever the length is. Well, actually, I think it might be length minus 1. Either way, it's either length or length minus 1. I have to take a look. Either one of those will work. If you're using an I list, you can still get the count in an I list. Or using a list or an I list. I'm trying to think. I think it's always a list with an I list with me. Yeah, right here. This is an I list. Gets or sets an element of a specific index. So you can grab an item at a specific index. Okay. You just want to list then? And I'm just going to assume you're using C sharp. Count. So that'll tell you how many it is. The number of the elements contained in the list. So you can get the last one with the count. Setter gets the element at a specific index. So you can get the first one and you can get the last one. Get the size and just get the last one. So you're looking for item. List.item, whatever your list is called. Hopefully that helps you out. There might be more. But that's how I would do it. Use the item. Because you can get or set it. Last -1, okay. Yeah, I always get confused with that, with some of the different languages. One of the ones that threw me for a loop when I actually first started with C# was the random range. If you use integers, it's always the first number is inclusive, the last number is exclusive. But if you used floats, they're both inclusive. Right to Unity. Here we go. Returns a random float number between the minimum, which is inclusive. So whatever number you specify, -10 to 10. But if you went with int, the minimum is inclusive, but it's the max is exclusive. So if we use this example up here, but we didn't use floats, we just use integers, it would be -10 to 9 if you were doing it by integers, but by floats, it could be anywhere from -10 to 10. So it always screwed me up. When you're trying to grab a random number between between a range, and you're never including the last one, always used to piss me off. And there's a lot more examples of stuff like that that always threw me for a loop. Okay, well, I'm going to assume no one else has any other questions, so I'm going to go ahead and quit with the game development, and I'm going to move on to, what time is it, 2:50? I'm tired, but I don't want to go to bed because I want to play Hearthstone. I do. There's our project we're working on. I'm going to leave it here because, like I said, I want to do more tomorrow. I'm not sure if I'll stream it or if I'll just sit down and just try to power through it and get it all working. Then just show it off in the next stream and maybe implement it into the Asteroids game we're making. Is anyone going to the Unity 5 Roadshow in Austin, Texas next month? I'll be there. We got our hotel reservations today. I was going to be in Texas in the area anyway at the time, so just for those who are wondering what I'm talking about, I know they had one in Vancouver a little while ago. I'll see you later, Dave. Wrong one. There we go. Coming soon to a city near you. Right here, January 17th. Well, it's updated. So if you live in Austin, Texas, or plan on attending, it's free. Let me know, because I will be there. Unless something comes up. Which I doubt, because like I said, I'm going to be in Texas that week anyway. Ha, I didn't realize they had a Unity logo here. It's just, oh, what the hell? It's not in the same spot that it was. Well, they moved it. Why is it in a mall now? That's not the same spot they show it here. It's a completely different spot here. So the one they're showing is over here, but on their actual Eventbrite site, they're showing it here. And the hotel I got is like over here. Like in this area. So just in case I get too drunk, I can just walk back to the hotel. But anyway, yeah, if you guys are going to go, I'll be there. You're in Dallas? It's free. Register. They have 2 different tracks. Track 1 is a kind of getting to learning Unity, an introduction to Unity. And track 2, actually, here they have the tracks here. I'll just go ahead and list this in Twitch. Let me find Twitch. What window is Twitch in? There you go. So track 2 is a Windows porting lab. Now, honestly, I don't think I need either one of these, to be quite honest. It's just the fact that I'm going to be around there at the time. And since I'm getting back into Unity, I thought it'd be kind of fun to show up at a Unity event since it's going to be so close. I've never been to a Unity event, so show up, get to meet some other people that do Unity. It's in a place that I don't go to. This is actually going to be my first time in Texas. So yeah, I just thought it'd be kind of cool. It's in Austin, Texas. If you go ahead and click the link, it should open up a window for you. Yeah, it might be a bit late. They're doing a world tour thing. Let's see if I can find another one here. Actually, I think all their events. December 9th, they just did Vancouver, BC. So I'm not sure if D. Stu is there, but I think he lives around Vancouver. Not sure if he had a chance to go or not. I'm not sure if they're going to have one in Australia, but I know on the official events page when I was looking at it, they had a place to request events. Give me a second. I have it on my iPad, which isn't here. That was Everplay. This is different. This is not what it was before. It's the Roadshow. So let me see if I can find that. Here we go. Vote for your city. So I'll go ahead, link that for you. If there's more around me, I might go to them. What do we got here? We got Colombia. Mexico, Brazil. We have U.S. places, Canada. Other cities, state, province. So there is an other. If you want one in your area, go ahead and request it. I guess if they get enough, they'll go, right? But here are the ones that are opened up so far. No, I will not be going to Orange County or Portland. Okay, let me just take a quick look here. Quick question. I have 10 game objects with scripts attached. The scripts hold a distance variable. I had these objects. Well, I added these objects to a list. And now I want to sort that distance variable. Yeah, there's a sorting method in list. Just Google it. Here we go. List.sort. They have some examples here too. So C#, sorting a list. These are probably more than what you want. Here we go. This will probably be the easiest one for you. Here he adds them, then it's just whatever your list you called it. Just dot sort. And then you might want to set it up to sort a particular way. And that really depends on how you have it set up. Sort fish alphabetically. But yeah, anyway, dot sort will do it for you. Well, now you have the choice to, or the ability to request it. I really don't know a whole lot about where the big populations are in South America. Or, you say South America? Justin Bieber hangs out in South America a lot. What was it again? Unity 5. They had quite a few spots there. There were quite a few South American spots. There you go. There you go. So they do have some spots that, I guess, if you can get enough people to go, like, I don't know what their minimum is. If we get 50 people that request it, we'll hold one. Like, I don't know. But they're there. I wonder, is there a Unity 3D Africa? There's some South African ones. So it looks like a lot of South Africa. I don't know if there's anywhere else in Africa. Yeah. I've never been to South Africa, so I have absolutely no idea what it'd be like getting from place to place. But game development wise, I'm going to end it here. I'm going to start up some Hearthstone, and we can keep talking. You're more than welcome to hang around. Let me go ahead and stop that recording, though.